Let's begin with WION's continuous coverage on the coronavirus as fears of a global pandemic are now rising. The deadly coronavirus has claimed 132 lives in China alone, with confirmed infections surging to nearly 6,000 cases. The infected cases have now exceeded from the 2003 SARS virus outbreak. And it's not just China. Several countries have confirmed new cases. Latest coming in is United States of Emirates, as the UAE has confirmed its first case. Sri Lanka, Germany and Cambodia have also confirmed their first cases. As of now, the virus has spread globally to more than 15 countries, along with Hong Kong, Taiwan and Tibet. On your screens is the map that tells you the confirmed infected cases. Meanwhile, fresh cases have also been identified in Taiwan, France, Japan, Thailand and Canada. Hundreds of US, UK and Japanese citizens have been evacuated from Wuhan after a charter flight that came to their rescue. Latest coming in from India, in the city of Kolkata, medical teams have been set up to screen international cargo ship crew members at its port. This comes after strict instructions were given by the Ministry of Health. Images emerged from Bengaluru airport of passengers being thermal screened. 20 airports in India have installed mandatory thermal screening devices for the coronavirus. The Indian government has also begun evacuating nationals from Wuhan. White House has declined all reports of suspending any US flights coming in from China. However, the US has raised the travel alert for China to 3, its highest level, recommending travelers to avoid all non-essential travel to China. Indonesia and Philippines have restricted Chinese tourists as well. Hong Kong has announced plans to slash cross-border travel to mainland China wearing a face mask. Chief Executive Carrie Lam announced that high-speed trains and ferries will also be suspended from tomorrow.
Other than the suspension of schools and major events, I would like to make the following pleas. First, I urge people from Hong Kong to return to Hong Kong from the mainland as quickly as possible, and any person, if returning to Hong Kong from the mainland, should remain at home for 14 days afterwards.
While the outbreak shows no signs of abating, Japan is running out of mask supplies. Surgical masks are common in Japan as a protection for winter flu or pollen allergy. But this year, demand has shot up due to the virus. With some 60 million people under travel restrictions in Hubei province in China, Wuhan, the provincial capital and the epicenter of the disease, is under complete lockdown. The critical hub in the middle of China now resembles a ghost town. According to a recent study at Hong Kong University, up to 150,000 individuals could be affected by the coronavirus in the next 3 to 4 months on a daily basis. Reports suggested that the outbreak could be 10 times worse than the SARS outbreak that resulted in 774 deaths in 17 countries across the globe. The latest figures of infected cases have already exceeded the 2003 SARS outbreak. WION has collaborated with CGTN, and here's a ground report by Zhao Yanfei from Wuhan. Let's listen in to what he had to share.
What we learned so far is the scale of infection is much larger, given the fact that Chinese people would like to compare this new type of coronavirus with SARS coronavirus, severe acute respiratory syndrome, which outbreak 17 years ago. The reason why is because at that time it gave huge impact to Chinese people. So they want to make this kind of a comparison. And this one, the infection rate is much larger than SARS, but the mortality rate is lower. In many ways, including the ways how people react to that, but people are definitely take very specific measures compared with the 17 years ago, because so far the city has suspended its large mass transit system to kind of prevent people-to-people interactions, and this is a method to contain the spreading of the virus. Compared with SARS era, there's not similar actions like this. Some medical staff and medical centers do recognize that they are in short of resources. It has a lot to do with the transit, the mailing system, because it's the Lunar New Year season. So the mail, the shipping system, it's slow. But as there are more resources, including medical staff, medical resources are gathering around the country, it has becoming more and more sufficient. In terms of food, I don't see any problem. People don't have any problem with the food resources over here. We visited several supermarkets and convenience stores, and in fact, those are the stores that only opened so far. Cafe, restaurant, no, they closed. So when we visit the restaurants and when we visit the supermarkets, people choose food. They don't rush for food, which means that they still have sufficient options. We hope there is better resources of connections with international experts, and also Chinese Foreign Ministry has repeatedly saying that they welcome foreign experts come in to kind of support over here. Also, we see that medical staff and team from other countries has already started to arrive in China, so hopefully the situation will get better.